pretty much full of gusto out on the ground. I've just been doing the lunch show. It was lucky we didn't have Michael Vaughan with us because he would have lost his rug. It is very, very breezy out there at the moment.
Well, this is a great segue.
Oh, good.
Because I've got my Regrowth 11 to go through today. I've been doing some investigation since it came up in Test Match 1.
Oh.
I got a text message from someone else, an ex-player, who said, I once played in a test match with 5 people that would make the Regrowth 11. So I've chatted to them. There's been dark alleys, people meeting me, giving me information. I've obviously had to go back and double check it.
Regrowth being...
they were bold.
Assisted.
Yeah, assisted.
Right.
Yeah, obviously the king. Shane Warne's is the captain.
I'd like to step out here, Tubby. I don't know if because I know these go around on social media clips, and I have to go back out there in the media centre after you've strafed Australian greats.
Not just Australia, I'm going international.
Okay. So in the next half hour, you'll get the hair hat 11, apparently.
Yeah, across each other. All right, Shane Warne, obviously, Regrowth 11. He would be the skipper.
Yep.
And... our key bowler, batting at 7 or 8.
I'm happy when you do this for the slow ball, no run, for the loud and proud operators. I think it starts getting murky when you start naming people that maybe it's not public knowledge.
Well, no, I think on the most part, this is public.
Most part.
Well, there's one I'm really anxious about because there's one that we used to have a rule that it couldn't be mentioned.
Really?
Yeah, so hopefully that person is not in here.
We'll find out.
Got legal counsel.
Opening the batting Graham Gooch.
Yep.
Loud and proud.
Yeah, loud and proud.
Loud and proud.
Early adopter.
Yes.
Yep.
Final ball of the head over. Short, takes it on, hits it hard, diving effort. Brilliant catch that is. The Stoker with one of the catches of the summer. Ben Stokes ends the innings of Trav Head.
What are you saying to a new guy coming in who is struggling at the moment to
Just whack it. Get on with it. Just whack it.
Works to Labuschagne. Defends. So, you got at your top of your order, your Regrowth 11, Graham Gooch.
Graham Gooch. A lot of options for opening, so you guys can talk us through who we should put in. But Gambia is in there.
So not Michael Vaughan.
Michael Vaughan, Regrowth. He could be alongside Graham Gooch, but also Virendra Sehwag.
Is there any link between the stress of opening the batting and losing?
Could be a direct correlation. Causation.
Fascinating analysis. As Marnus sneaks through for a single, so Green will face his first ball, 5 for 145. But Tubbs got a good head up there, and he
Yeah, look at him smiling. He knows.
But I was delighted when you started this conversation. I thought, I'm out of one.
I think it's Vaughan, isn't it? I think it's Vaughan.
I think it has to be Vaughan, and I think Gooch.
Yeah,
Gooch, yeah.
Gooch.
I think we skip over number 3. Your batting lineup. I think you just skip over the number 3.
I'll say it once.
I'm moving out so the camera is not on me. I see what you guys do with social media clips. All right, name your number 3.
I'm just looking at him. He's just smiling back. Hey, mate. Maybe.
I'm extricating myself from the number 3 position.
Okay. No. He's looking at me through the glass right now. Maybe I'll leave it.
I think it was number 4.
Are you referring to Martin Crowe?
Stand by. Wokes is just squeezed by Green. They take a quick single, and Marnus would have been run out by 1.5 metres.
Yep.
That's how keen Green was to get off the strike. 5 for 147. What happened there,
That was
Tubbs?
a nervy shot. I'll move the conversation away just for a moment. That was a nervy shot from Cameron Green. Pushed it into the gun and just took off. Marnus Labuschagne was run out by 2 metres here. If this throw, I think it's from Pope, hits the stumps. He's
well and
not
truly.
even in the picture.
Not even the picture. 3 metres, and Green still would have been on 0, but thankfully he's on 1.
The cricket's really getting in the way of what should be some fantastic radio. Here's Labuschagne's on 36, faces Wokes. He squeezes into the gully, and this time there is a run, at least one. He opened the face and guided it. It's a long chase for Pope. Green thinks about a third, but doesn't go. So Labuschagne moves to 38, and Australia are now 5 for 148. So you were talking about naming your number 3. Let me just face the other way.
No, I'm going to go back to the spinners. You've made me nervous now the way you're reacting with the number 3. So I want to say it because this is my last stint for this test because I've got to get back to Melbourne. So if I'm going to say it, I want to say it at the very last minute of my stint before I go to the airport.
Labuschagne beaten outside off stump. So you've got Gooch and you've got Vaughan.
Got Gooch, Vaughan, Martin Crowe, the New Zealander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great
now,
play.
where'd he normally bat, Tubbs? That was more
normally
your
about 4.
Okay.
About
So the
4.
3 spot is still
Still
available.
available, number 3, yes.
I think we better
it is
come back to
available,
number 3.
yes. Yeah.
So this is the Regrowth 11.
Obviously, our spinners are set. We've got Greg Matthews.
Oh, very early adopter. Yeah.
The Pioneer.
Yes.
Labuschagne works forward of square. Just takes a single. Australia 5 for 149. Unfortunately, that's the end of the over. So just hold station, Andy, for Cooper's Moldale. Triple M Rocks cricket. Australia 5 for 149. Andy Lee, I point out, Andy Lee is naming his Regrowth 11. He's got Vaughan and Gooch at 1 and 2, Crowe at 4, Matthews at 9, Warren at 10. So there's still positions available.
Matthews at 9. Might be happy with that.
Well,
True.
there's 2 quicks.
Marnus again beaten. This is a good spell from Robinson. He's got 2 for 37.
Decided to go back to bowling seamers instead of the lollipops he was throwing up beforehand, Robinson. Let's go to the fast bowling attack.
Okay.
We must be playing in the subcontinent, so I've gone with 2 spinners in Matthews and Warren.
Yep.
Dougie Bollinger.
Yeah, Doug the Rug.
Doug the Rug.
Has to be.
Yeah, so he was an easy selection. Darren Goff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah.
The
Good
in-swinging Englishman.
Marnus advances, just goes bang over mid-wicket. 2 strides down the wicket. This is showtime for Australia now. Marnus with a T20 style of stroke moves to 43, 5 for 153.
It's an annoying time to bowl, Tubbs. I mean, you wouldn't have had to. But when you're looking around for someone to put on as a captain in a situation like this, does the likes of Merv want the ball, or are they hiding a little bit in a situation like this?
No, Merv was not easy for Merv to hide out in the middle. But, yeah, he'd be hiding for sure now, or trying to.
Labuschagne works it right past the square leg umpire. He's 44. Australia 5 for 154. So you've still got number 3, 5, 6 and 7. So you've got a wicket-keeper and 2 batsmen to field, hasn't he, Tub?
Yep.
Wicket-keepers, very hard to come by.
Are they?
Yeah. So in at 3, I'm going.
Oh, you're going straight for number 3. Righto.
Doug's Callis.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Any other thoughts in that area? You know, like
I might come back to 3, actually. I'm still having to think about it. I've got some opportunities.
Well, he could slot in at 6 as the all-rounder.
Yes.
Jacques Callis.
True.
Pitched up, Green down the ground, nicely played for a single, 5 for 155. I'm just going to put Callis over to the side because he's floating.
Let's put Callis at 6.
Okay, Callis
There is
goes
another number 3 at
Still another number 3. Who's your wiki?
Who is the wicketkeeper? It's difficult, isn't it?
Must be a stress-free position. Don't lose their hair, the wicket
That's a
keepers.
very good point.
Got any for us, Tub?
no. Well, it's because wicket keepers are generally the people who can't bat or bowl.
Right.
So maybe they're very good at growing their hair.
Well, no, we'll have to come back to the wicket-keeper position. Australia's 5 for 155. It's Robinson to Labuschagne. No run. Just squirted to mid-wicket.
So I'm just looking down at my list. I'm also worried for Martin Crowe because Ganguly also did a bit of regrowth action.
But Ganguly can bat 5.
He can bat 5 then.
Yep. So you've got Sarah Ganguly at 5. So now all you've got vacant is your number 7 wicketkeeper position.
Yep.
And the heralded number 3, possibly captain of the team position, which is the awkward one, I feel.
Yes.
Short.
I wasn't that awkward about it until I saw the reaction you gave me.
5 for 155. Back in a moment for Cooper's Moldale, Triple M Rocks cricket. Australia 5 for 155. Marnus 44. Green 2. The lead up to 392. Last man to go head caught Stokes bowled Robinson. Andy Lee is 3/4 of the way through his Regrowth 11. We'll just summarise again for you in a moment who's in the side. Work by Green through mid-wicket. This is a good confident start by Cam Green. Comes back for 2 and the total goes to 5 for 156. So Michael Vaughan and Graham Gooch open. 3 yet to be decided.
Yep.
The great late Martin Crowe at 4. Sarah Ganguly at 5. Jacques Callis all-rounder at 6. Very good. The early adopter Matthews at 8.
Yeah.
Darren Goff, loud and proud.
Yep.
Warney, the king of it and king of everything.
Yep.
And Doug the Rug
Yep.
obviously had to make the side. So you need a wicket keeper.
Yep.
and a number 3.
Nervous about finding the wicket keeper. We have options at 3. Who do you think I should put at 3, Tubbs?
I don't know. I can't think of someone who would bat at 3, you know?
You're also looking for a captain as well. I personally would put Callis at 3. Keep yourself nice and tidy. I'd put Callis at 3 and come up with, I'd make some other bloke bat number 6.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, obviously you get nervous facing your first ball in a test match. I'm nervous now.
But it's your story, mate.
Yeah.
I'm very keen to point that out to
I was
our
thinking
listeners.
exactly the same. Mark Waugh, remember when he became a selector for a while?
Yep.
They made him the T20 selector. That was his job to get that team right.
Yep.
You brought this up. This is your job to get this team right.
That's
okay?
right.
Okay. Well, if people want to hit us up on Twitter at Triple M Cricket, Ethan?
Anaconda Stats, you got to keep a suggestion, Ethan.
Yeah, 24 matches as keeper out of his 114 tests. A.B. de Villiers.
He did too.
Hey, tidy, mate.
Best anaconda of the summer. Ethan comes good with A.B. de Villiers with a hair hat and can keep. A.B. de Villiers goes in at number 7.
Wow.
This is
That
some
is
team.
You're going to bat him at 7. Ooh,
Well, he's going to keep.
7.
So, all right, who's your number 3? Or you can wait over for the over.
Let's go the over.
Okay, we've got another delivery. It's a bit of a who wants to be a millionaire. We're
He's
going to
already
come back.
dropped it, though. He's,
What's that?
the name.
You won't even say it.
That's right. It's not my side, mate. I'm just going to hit a tick the box. You know, like once you announce it, we're going to say yes.
Tubby and I could not be more distant from this naming of this side if we tried. We're on another continent. Green defends. That is the end of the over. Andy Lee to reveal all next. 5 for 157. We'll
On
see
his
if he's
own.
got any nuts or not. The Cooper's Mild Ale, Triple M Rocks Cricket. The Hare Hat 11 has 10 of its players. Vaughan, Gooch, still waiting for number 3 and possibly captain. Martin Crowe at 4, Ganguly 5, Callis 6, A.B. de Villiers batting at 7 and a wicket keeper. Matthews, Goff, Warren and Bollinger. He might be a bit skinny on the quicks. Good batting attack. Robinson steams in. Labuschagne works a single. He moves to 45 and 5 for 158. I feel, Tubby, we're not only going to find out about the team, but we're going to find out a lot about Andy Lee right now. To name your number 3, Andy.
The number 3, looking down at it, I think I've got to find room for Martin Crowe again.
No, he's already in. He's number
He's in,
4.
mate, he's there.
Okay.
He's in the
He's there.
side.
Come on. Who is it? Who is it going to be? That's what we're paying the big bucks for. Chief selector.
This is true. This is true.
I think you've dug yourself in a hole that you didn't realise was coming your way, to be honest.
I didn't even have it on my list.
Green's on 4. Works it. Backward a square. Another single. This is good positive stuff from Cam Green. He's 5 for 159.
I tell you what, when I brought this up just over the lunch break
Yep.
and over the last couple of weeks, I've had a lot of cricketers reach out to me and suggest players,
Right.
but they've all said, you can't say that I told you. I've had someone tap me on the shoulder and start giving me a few more names.
The names are continuing to flow. We still don't have a number 3. Labuschagne opens up the offside, belts it down to backward point for a single. 46 for Marnus. Australia 5 for 160. The lead now up to 397.
Come on, Andy, get to the point.
I didn't even know this person had, so it's a good job.
Right. So at number 3 in your Hare Hat 11 and possibly captain.
Yep. In fact, well, we've got Greg Blewett just walked in. Should we ask him whether I should say or not?
I wouldn't get involved in this conversation if I was you, Bluey. You don't want to be part of the legal proceedings. Under a short ball is Green. 5 for 160.
Bluey would know him best. I should ask Bluey whether he'll get upset with me.
Why would he know him best? Is they good mates? Played together?
I think they would have played a bit together, I would have said.
Played a few sports together? Very well together?
Well, Bluey's on a mic out the back, so if you want to do this live, actually, now there's too many in the box, so I might just take the headset off and stop calling at this point. Robinson, that's a no ball, so another run to the Australian total. 5 for 161. Green's on strike. He's on 5. Works it off the hip round the corner. Marnus calls for 2 and comes back. Very aggressive running. Great calling by Marnus Labuschagne. 5 for 163, and the lead is up to 400.
Blew it. Welcome.
Yeah, what have I missed? Sorry.
We've got a hair hat 11.
I mean, putting the Regrowth 11 together, right? And
So far we've got Vaughan, Gooch, a spot available at 3, Crow, Callis, Ganguly, Matthews, De Villiers to keep because we couldn't find a keeper.
All right.
Warren, Goff, Bollinger.
Green punches it down the ground without result. And Andy, it's got to be pointed out, this is Andy's idea.
Andy Lee's team.
Tubby and I have got nothing to do with it.
the reaction that these guys gave when it came to the number 3 spot, I'm like, I didn't even have this person on my radar. But they were looking at the box next to us. Do you think that this person's going to be upset with me for popping in the team?
Yep. Can you move De Villiers to 3?
I wanted Callis. Bluey, I wanted Callis at 3. Green defends. It's the end of the over, 5 for 163. There's meant to be a change in commentary, but Andy, do you want it to be a change in commentary, or would you like to name your number 3?
Well, you're going to get to the point. I mean the point. Sorry.
I was full of bravado coming in here, but looking around and seeing JB and Bluey and Haddon going, what the hell are you doing? Oh, I think I'm going to have to go back to put Gambier in it.
I think it's a good idea. Gautam Gambier, a fine player. So Gambier goes in at number 3 in the Airhout 11, 5 for 163. Time for a change in commentary now, though.
You're weak.
Up next, you'll hear from James Brayshaw, Greg Blewett, and Brad Haddon.
564, Brad Haddon, Greg Blewett in position. I want nothing to do with what was being discussed as I walked into this room, Bluey. Nothing to do with it.
I don't know how I got hooked into that either, James.
Nope, nothing.
I'm not touching it.
Again, Milan.